episode of this season of The Helm. It has been a whirlwind of a year and one that we could have never imagined. This episode is dedicated to the graduating class of 2021 and to our retiring staff members, one of which, chemistry teacher Dennis Erlenmyer, has been with us for quite some time, and he sat in with us to reflect over a lifetime of teaching.
I'm the last guy on the left. That was a play I was in called The Music Man. And
we are here today at Puyallup High School to talk to chemistry teacher Mr. Erlenmeyer about his retirement at the end of the school year.
so this is my officially 42nd year, and I started teaching in the Puyallup. All my experience has been in the Puyallup School District. I started at Ballou Junior High right out of college, and was there for 3 years. And then when they opened Ferrucci, I went to Ferrucci Junior High for 2 years. So that was a great experience to be a Ferrucci Cougar. So I was a Ballou Bruin. And then I started teaching chemistry, probably about 12 years ago, and I have taught chemistry ever since. So I've enjoyed chemistry. It's been a good subject, and I enjoy students. So it's been fun.
Being a chemistry teacher comes with making a lot of memories too, and Mr. Erlenmeyer will have a lot of memories to reflect back on.
And the part I like the best are the labs, the chemistry labs. That's hands-on. The kids get experience with working with the chemicals that relate to what we're doing. Just like I was talking about single and double replacement reactions, we have labs that they use different chemicals that replace each other and show the results. So they can actually put it into a practical application for that. So I enjoyed that part. You know, and I look back, and I was so blessed to have the students I had. I guess some of my best memories are being selected by students as their teacher of the week or whatever. You know, in basketball or soccer or baseball or whatever. So that was an honor to be selected by a student as somebody they enjoyed having as a teacher. People have come from other districts here to Puyallup, and people often ask, why did you spend your entire career at Puyallup? Why didn't you go somewhere else? And my answer to that is everyone I've ever talked to who's come from an outside district, I don't care where it is, they say how good Puyallup is. Hearing that makes me feel good about being in the Puyallup School District. Because, you know, a lot of people have the idea or the philosophy the grass is always greener on the other side. I find that not to be true, at least from what I've heard from all the people I've heard coming from other districts to Puyallup. So, and again, that's not to be arrogant or whatever about Puyallup, but I just heard nothing but positive about Puyallup. So I feel very blessed to have been here for 42 years.
Thank you for watching this news segment of Viking Student Media, and thank you, Mr. Erlenmeyer, for your time, and congrats on your retirement. From Viking Student Media, this has been Ryan Davis. Stay purple.
Throughout their time in high school, many students have found a passion for something that they find themselves involved in. For senior Lauren Wright, it was debate. The opportunity to speak with passion and learn in a new way had captivated her and filled her high school career with success and purpose.
Error. This error of omission. Yeah, it's a weird word to say. Say it 2 times in a row fast. This error, error. Say it with omission.
The world of debate is an interesting one. You get to challenge others, challenge yourself, and debate about things you truly care about. This is Lauren Wright. She is a senior here at PHS, and she is an award-winning debater and is currently competing in the Debate National Championship.
Lauren has been incredibly successful this year, and her oratory this year is by far and away my favorite. It's been very, very successful, and at almost every single tournament we've gone to, she's taken first place. As she's become nationally successful, she was in the top 25 at the Harvard tournament out of 400 events, or 400 people. And then we did a huge, it's called the National Individual Event Tournament of Champions, NITOC, and she made it into the top 50 there in the entire nation. So that's pretty darn good.
Here's why you should check out debate and consider taking it as an elective.
So I just remember 9th grade, we were signing up for classes, and I was like, oh, debate looks like a fun class. I don't have to take normal English. I'll do it. And then I was like, okay. And then when Sherry told us like the thing, I was like, this sounds fun. I mean, only 2 tournaments. That's not that many. I went to one and I loved it, and so I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to every single tournament I can now. And it was just, I started from me being like, oh, I don't want to take a traditional English class, to like, oh, this is so fun. I'm glad this is an opportunity that our school provides. It's like a different way to learn English, and it fit. I think it was just, I really liked learning English that way, through a debate aspect. I thought it was really fun.
So the style of debate activity that Lauren does is called an oratory. And so with an oratory, a student gets to choose the platform they want to speak on. So most of our debate events, we do the topics that are given to us by a national office. But with oratory, students get to really choose. Lauren chose something that you can see, like she wears it right there on her heart sleeves. She believes it with her whole being. And so this topic, of all the ones that she's spoken on throughout her 3 years of high school, I think this one is obviously where she's most passionate. And so she does it brilliantly. She's incredibly persuasive.
There's so much you can do. It's like, you don't have to just debate. You can do speech and make your own speeches. You can interpret someone else's speech. It's so much, it's just so different. And it's like, it's not just this arguing thing. It's like, you're making your own argument and presenting it to a judge. And it's just all these things put into one program.
Lauren, we wish you lots of luck with competing in the nationals. This has been Ryan Davis of Viking Student Media. So long.
The past year and a half has brought great challenges, and it can seem as though there's been nothing to gain. However, media advisor Sandra Quare has asked the school staff what they had gained, and the responses may make you reflect on what you have received during this time.
It's easy to think in terms of what we lost out on the things that didn't happen, the places we couldn't go, the people we couldn't see, and the life that we remember but only as faint echoes this past year. As a collective society, we have lived through something traumatic, something that impacted not just our community, but our world. And it would be easy to think in terms of what was missing. But what about the things we've gained? The time with family, the time with hobbies, the time with ourselves. What did we gain from this historic year? Math teacher Alec Elliott says that this past year has given him something he might not have had otherwise.
A new child, she's 4 months old now, so like being able to see her kind of through those stages of development that I would probably be at work for have been nothing short of amazing. I can tell you quarantine has been my dog's favorite life ever, because they're like, humans are home all the time, because my wife's been home working at home, and now that she's on maternity leave, so the dogs are like, this is the best world ever.
Spanish teacher Marla Boyd has gained some skills in the kitchen.
I've perfected a vegan chocolate cupcake. My husband is vegan. He has a really severe dairy allergy, and neither of us, eat meat. So a vegan vegetarian meals are pretty typical in our household. But I have been tinkering with a chocolate cake or cupcake recipe, and I've got it down. So
Social studies teacher Michael Limerick realized something about himself in terms of stress.
So the things I've discovered about myself is I'm not very good at letting go of things I can't control, which is kind of a normal human attribute, but it bothers me that I can't do that. It has led to some anxiety about worrying about others, which I've always done, but that's kind of been heightened, I think, by COVID. And so one of the things I've learned about myself that helps is talking about it with people outside of my family. I do talk with my family all the time, but I've been very good, I think, about talking to coworkers and friends about how I'm feeling, more so even than usual. I've also thought a lot more about my diet. Last summer, I made a point of being healthier in the way I eat, and that made a difference. But then I blew my back out in December and was basically hobbled for a month and a half before I had surgery. And so I'm doing a lot more thinking now about physically how I feel and how I want to feel in the rest of my 50s and 60s and into my 70s. So my wife says we have to live a long time together, so let's take care of ourselves.
Many of us experienced similar realizations, and according to math teacher Leanne Mahaffey, there is another way to think about what we stress over.
There's a lot of things I knew in my head and could share with other people, but didn't necessarily take on for myself. So I have a very wise friend who always would say, what's in your hula hoop? As in, what's in your locus of control? Imagine it's a hula hoop around you. What can you control? If you can control, if you can actually change that, that's in your hula hoop. If it's not, then that's not something you can be worried about or should be worrying about.
One of the things many people said they felt this past year was alone, a feeling heightened by technology and the lack of connection. But English teacher Monique Russ says she has realized that she won't miss that feeling.
Sometimes you feel you're alone. And this technology stuff sometimes does make you feel very alone, you know? But despite the fact that we're physically alone, we've had to look for those connections. And so, you know, like my relationship with my parents has always been kind of, but this year we've built some stronger relationships. And my mom is coming out to the coast with me for 5 days. I could never have done that 5 years ago, even 5 years. But because I've slowly built that relationship up and we both kind of accept each other where we're at now, but that comes from 40 years of work, literally, really. But to the point where I'm like, wherever she's at, it's okay, where she's at, you know? I don't have to respond to everything she says. I can look at her and go, that's nice.
So while this past year may not have been what we all anticipated, we all did gain something. Maybe it was stronger relationships, stronger connections, stronger understandings of ourselves. But we are stronger because of it. This has been Advisor Sandra Coyer for Viking Student Media.
We have reached the end of our episode, and I want to thank you for tuning in and for coming on the ride with us this year, because it is you, the audience, that makes this show possible. For our sophomores, juniors, and our staff, Helm will return next fall for its 4th season with BNN anchor Camille Rivard taking over as host and producer. And for our senior class, congratulations on graduating, and good luck to all of you in whatever you do. For the Helm, I'm Regan Aho, asking you one last time to stay safe, to stay connected, and to always stay Purple Vikes.